Well, I am in the middle of another medical crisis. So where to even begin? So last Friday, I woke up and my cat's cat litters needed to be done. And so what that means is like we have pine pellets for their litter. So this is like so complicated to explain, but it's not just like doing a regular cat litter. Like it has 2 layers to this cat thing. So the top is just pine pellets. When they pee, the pine pellets start to dissolve, and then they go and they filter down to the bottom layer. So every like 2-3 days you have to get rid of this bottom layer. Anyway, so I did all 3. So Aurora's is like down here in the bathroom. We have one upstairs for Joy and then one in the other bathroom for Baby. And I did all 3. And then I sat down and I could not move. I could barely talk. I mean, it had just zapped all of my energy. I sat there waiting for like probably an hour trying to get my energy up to toast my bagel, and I couldn't even do that. Finally, my mom was like done getting dressed and she did her qigong and everything, so it probably took like 45 minutes to an hour, and then she like came in and she was like, do you need help? And I was like, and then I needed help walking. It was really scary that whole day. I just sat in a chair, could barely lift my phone. It was really scary. So that happened on Friday, and around that same time, I think Thursday and then also Friday, I had terrible cramping pain while I was eating or right after I finished eating breakfast. And I looked at my notes, my symptoms notes, and that had happened exactly a month ago, right before I got the ovarian cyst. So I was like, or right before my ovarian cyst ruptured. So yesterday I woke up and I've just not been feeling well since Friday. And I continued to not feel well. I had contacted my primary care doctor and she was like, I think you should go to the emergency room, because basically she just doesn't have any availability to see me. So she was like, I think you should be seen, not in an outpatient capacity, but like in the ER. Get more testing done, get more labs. And I just really don't want to go to the emergency room because I think they'll look at me and be like, I don't know what to do with you. So then yesterday I started having symptoms, because it was exactly a month after the last time that my ovarian cyst ruptured, and I started having similar symptoms as last month. Yeah, I just started having a lot of pain in that area again. Like I wouldn't want things to touch my abdominal area, which was the same as last month. I was super nauseous. Someday last week I almost threw up as well because I was so nauseous. So my nausea got a lot worse. So yesterday I started taking a nausea med and then also a pain med because I was in so much discomfort, and both of those things helped a lot. So I think the difference between this month and last month with my possible ovarian cyst was that last month I threw up, and this month I think I avoided that because I took the nausea med. And then I think last month I pulled like an abdominal muscle because my stomach just hurt so bad, like a week after it was still hurting in a different weird way. So I really think I pulled a muscle when I was like throwing up last time. And then after I threw up, I was so nauseous that I couldn't eat or drink for 2 whole days. So I was dehydrated and starving by the time I went to the ER. And this time I have been able to keep food down because I'm taking the nausea med. But my primary care doctor still wants me to go to the ER. I really just want an abdominal ultrasound to see if I have another cyst, and then I would like a UTI, like urine test, because that's what I had last time as well. And when I was on the UTI meds, I had energy, and now that I'm back off them, and ever since I've been back off them, I have no energy. And so we've just been in this like waiting pattern. Last night, I mean, I slept last night from like 5 until this morning at like noon. And I just like slept, but it was really hard sleeping. I was so uncomfortable no matter which direction or what position I tried to sleep in. It's just kind of been a nightmare. So we're just literally on the edge. Like, I'm recording this Wednesday, the day that this vlog is going out, because I haven't had any energy to record anything. And my last vlog, that footage was from the beginning of the month. So it has been a couple weeks since I've recorded anything because I've just not felt good. And it's really frustrating because I literally had 9 days where I had energy, and now I'm back to having 0 energy. And those 9 days, I had more energy in those 9 days than I've had in the last year and a half. And now I'm back to having none. So it's really frustrating and difficult to try teasing out what is going on. If this is another ovarian cyst, is it rupturing? Has it ruptured yet? Will it rupture? I do have a low-grade fever. It's pretty low. So yeah, haven't thrown up yet, thank goodness. But again, I think if I didn't have the nausea med, I think I would have thrown up. So it's just really frustrating and honestly scary, not knowing what's going on, really not wanting to go back to the ER because last time they just gave me pain and nausea meds. That's all they did. And they took a CAT scan to see what was going on. And that's when they found that it had already ruptured, and then they did the urine sample. But I'd like to just not go to the ER and just get a urine sample and then get an abdominal ultrasound or a pelvic ultrasound. So that's really the update, is like I am in the midst of another health crisis. I really hope that this doesn't happen every single month now with my cycle and these ovarian cysts, because there's several things that we could try, but that could ultimately lead to me getting my ovaries out, which would suck. And it's just really scary being in this unknown and having such little energy too. Like, all of this is so stressful. It's so scary. Trying to communicate with my PCP, but not actually seeing her. So we have to communicate through a portal or through a nurse through their office who doesn't obviously know everything. And then, like, one of my mom's friends is an ER nurse, so we've been getting, advice from her, which has been great because I really don't want to go to the ER again. First of all, it's insanely expensive. And secondly, like, I'm not in an immediate, I don't think my life is in jeopardy right now, but I would like to figure out what's going on, because this is just really scary. And my hypothesis is that it's an ovarian cyst again, but we don't know that for sure. And we don't know if it has ruptured. Once you have an ovarian cyst, you can have like a torsion, which is basically just basically it flips. So it flips upside down because the cyst makes it like unbalanced. So that's really scary because that can lead to surgery, emergency surgery. At least this is all according to the research that I've done. So I feel like I'm in a better place this month because I am on pain medication and I am on nausea meds, which I think has prevented it from getting to the place that it was. But we are just in a waiting game. I'm waiting for the nurse to call back to see if I could go in and get a urine test done to see if I have another UTI, to see if that's causing my extreme fatigue, or if I could get a, abdominal ultrasound or a pelvic ultrasound done. So it's just this waiting game, and it's so stressful, and I'm super uncomfortable. I almost feel like, I don't know if anyone's ever had restless legs, but when you have restless legs, your whole body is just freaked. That's how I feel, or your legs are freaked. That's how I feel like my whole body is. I'm just super uncomfortable, and yeah, it just really sucks. And I'm just so tired, and it's just so stressful, frustrating, not knowing what is going on, and trying to relay this information and try to figure out, should I go to the ER, should I not, how do we make that call? It's just a lot. So I don't know. The answer is I don't know what's going on, but I'm definitely in the middle of another health crisis, and it just sucks. I was already gonna take this week off to focus on my health, so I don't have any meetings this week, which is great. But I was gonna rest and look into different health stuff and try to maybe even do some fun things. And instead, I am just in another health crisis. Yay. So I guess the good thing was that I don't have any meetings that I have to cancel because I just didn't have any scheduled anyway. But yeah, that is the update. I am hoping to have more information soon, but that is currently what is going on. And yeah, we are not doing well over here. So I might end up in the ER again, you know, like I said, that's where my PCP wants me to go. But I'm really trying to avoid that because that's so expensive just to get like an ultrasound and a UTI thing done. And maybe they would do more, but my experience last time was that they like weren't super helpful, honestly. And the ER nurse that is our friend, she's like, I really don't think you should go to the ER. So that is the current situation. It sucks, but we really just don't have any answers, and the doctors don't seem to either. So yeah, that's the current situation. So I hope you're having a good day, and I will have more updates in next week's vlog when hopefully we have more information. All right, bye.